And here we go. So number 14, describe the shapes of the horizontal and vertical cross sections of each figure. Okay, horizontal and vertical. So I'm going to do horizontal in red. Daniel, take out your packet. Let's go. Huh? Okay. So here we go. The horizontal shape here is going to be a circle. And if I cut through from the top, this is 14 on page, I don't know what the page is right now. The vertical cross section is going to be a rectangle.
That's all you have to do?
Mm-hmm.
Page 7. Oh, I got it.
Are you sure? I might as well keep going at this point. So the horizontal here is going to be a long, skinny rectangle. And the vertical would be a triangle. Okay. Over here, horizontal would be, we can't tell for sure if this is a rectangle or a square on the bottom. How do you know?
Guess.
And over here, this would come down. This is going to be a triangle vertically. Over here, horizontally, it's going to be another triangle. And vertically, the cut is going to be a rectangle. This would be another smaller circle. And this is going to be, if we go through the apex, the top is going to be a triangle. And finally, horizontally here, that gives me a circle. And vertically, I have another circle. So they're just saying if I take a slice in between those pieces, those are the shapes that we would have. Okay? Any other specific questions? No? Okay. Let's see here. Where did I say? Mod 6. All right, let's take a look at Mod 6. Sometimes I think what is the hardest part is figuring out what kind of shape these are. Okay, so this is page 6, Module 6 review. Problem number 1. What kind of a figure is it? It's a two-dimensional figure, which means it's flat. What is that? It is a parallelogram, has two pairs of parallel sides. And the area of a parallelogram is the base times the height. Okay? Now, this parallelogram is on its side. So my base, not my ace, my base is 9.9. My height is 4.6. You multiply those together. I didn't bring my calculator. Page 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't multiply it there either. Huh. What is 9.9 times 4.6? Anybody got it? 654. Okay. 45.54. Since it is area, it's going to be miles squared. Miles squared. Okay. Parallelogram. Now again, that's on its side. It kind of looks like a pushed over rectangle, a slanty rectangle. All right, number 2. What in the heck is that figure? What in the tarnation? I'm getting goofy. I'm getting really tired. Everybody's really tired, right?
Yeah, we had 2 more days of school left.
No, we have 4.
Including this day?
Yeah. This day is hardly over, so you got to count it.
The day started, that's why it doesn't count.
That doesn't count?
No,
Oh, I don't know. Still a full day to me. What is number 2? What is that figure?
Trapezoid.
It is a trapezoid. Trapezoid. And the formula for a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times quantity base 1 plus base 2. Joels, are you with me? Okay. So base 1 and base 2, these are your bases. Okay. It doesn't matter which one is which. I'm going to call the top one base 1. I'm going to call the bottom one base 2. So I would take 1/2 times the height, and it has to be a perpendicular straight up and down height. Whoops. And that height happens to be 3. Times base 1, 1.5. Let's see. Let's expand this a little. Plus, well, shoot. I should have done 5.7 first. No. There we go. Need the eraser. Technical difficulty. Really not technical. 5.7 is base 1 plus 1.5 base 2. So A is equal to 3 times 1/2. I'm going to say is 3/2 times, oh gosh, what does that say? 5.2. That can't be right. It's already 5.7. Must be 7.2. So if you multiply those, I don't have the final answer for that either. 3/2 times 7.2. Anyone? What is it? 7.8 meters squared. Any questions on that? Are you sure? Is that right? That seems a little low. Okay. Well, what did you get? I think it should be a little higher.
10.8.
Yeah, I think it should be a little higher. Now, 3/2, you could also put, oh, I see what I did. You could also put 1.5 times 7.2. Okay, so take 1.5 now times 7.2. I think you get 10.8. So that is a trapezoid. One suggestion, everybody listen for just a minute. One suggestion I might suggest, wow. On these golden sheets where you have all the volume, surface area, lateral area, you might put a picture of what a cone looks like, what a pyramid looks like, the different kinds of prisms. There's triangular prisms, there's rectangular prism. A cube is a prism. So you might put a small picture above those just so you can identify what they are right away. Okay? I mean, that would be a suggestion of mine. All right, number 3. What kind of a figure is this? Something you might do on a windy day. kite. Yes, you fly a kite
Oh, Wednesday?
on a windy day. So a kite, or we kind of think of it as a diamond, and the D of diamond tells me that I'm going to use the formula area of a kite is equal to 1/2 of the diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So these are the diagonals. They go from one vertex to the opposite vertex. So we have 1/2 times 12 times 3. And that should give us 18 miles squared. That is our kite or diamond. All right, number 4. What is that figure? What is the figure in 4?
Square, rectangle.
Yes, rectangle. Rectangle. I don't know that we even gave you the formula for a rectangle. I think we thought you probably knew it, which is length times width. Length times width, 11 times 5 is 55 meters squared. Because you are finding area. Area is always squared. 5 and 6, what shape are those? Don't tell me circles. They are both triangles, right? Triangles have 3 sides. Area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height. So 1/2 of the base. The base is what it is sitting on. Now you're like, well, it's sitting on this one. Well, we can rotate it, right? We could make this the base, which is 5 times 3.1. And shoot, I didn't multiply those either. 1/2 of 5 is 2.5 times 3.1.
7.75.
I was almost there. Yes, 7.75. 7.75 inches squared. And the last one, area of a triangle, 1/2 times base times height. 1/2 times base. I'm going to rotate this counterclockwise and get 4 times 5. 1/2 of 4 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10 miles squared. That is a big area of a triangle. Maybe it's, have you heard of the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah.
It's an area south of the United States in the ocean where ships and planes and things mysteriously disappear.
It disappeared. What?
Who knows why? All right, any questions on 1 through 6? All right, let's go down to the next one. It says find the area of each. Use your calculator and the value of pi. When do we use pi? When do we use the symbol pi?
All the time.
Not all the time. Did you say on Sundays? No. Well, maybe. On Tuesday? What? In math? Good. Good answer. Specifically with what shape?
Circle.
Circles. When you think of pies that you eat, most pies are circular, right? So you only use pi if you're talking about a circle or a circle within a cylinder, which is circular, or a sphere, which has circles. Okay, so don't be giving me any pi symbols on a rectangle or square or anything like that. Okay, has to be circular in nature. So over here for number 7, we're talking about the area of a circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Here's another thing I think on that gold sheet. Somewhere we just have area equals pi r squared, right? On that gold sheet. I don't think we tell you that that is for a circle. So again, you might want to add circle, okay? Because we're not talking about the area of a rectangle or a triangle or anything else. That is for a circle, okay? All right. Daniel, what are you watching?
Oh, I was copying down a note.
Oh, okay. So area of a circle, pi r squared. So area is pi times, what's my radius? It is 10. 10 squared is going to be 100 pi, and 100 times pi is 314.15 kilometers squared. Any questions on that? Number 8. Now, if you take a slice of a pie, what do we call this right here? We want to find its area. Oh, to the nearest tenth. Thank you. Yes, I did. So which digit, going back to number 7, which digit is in the 10th place? The 1. So you look next door, 5 or more, it's going to go up. So my final answer should be 314.2 kilometers squared. Thank you. Remind me and you can get a Smartie if you'd like. No? Oh. All right, what do we call this green-red area right here of the circle? It looks like a slice of pizza or a slice of pie. Not everyone all at once. Sector, yes, area of a sector. Remember, slice, sector. So the area of a sector is equal to the degrees or the angle divided by, is it 360 or 365? 360, right? Because there's 360 degrees in a circle, times pi r squared. Pi r not squared, pi r round, cornbread r squared. You ever heard that joke? No? Darren's like, what? Pi r squared. It's like pi r not squared, pi r round. Cornbread is squared. Unless you make it in a round pan. Okay, let's move on. So the degree, what do you need?
I thought you was moving on.
The degree is 75 degrees, or 75 over 360, times pi times, what's my radius? 9 squared. So putting that all together in your calculator, let's see, did I put the answer on this one? Shoot. Man, if you guys looked at my notes, I really didn't complete some of these, did I? I must not have had a calculator with me. So put that all together. Let's see, 9 squared is 81 pi. 75. Does that, I don't think that goes in. No, it doesn't. Evenly. Does anybody got a final answer? Anyone? Anyone? Is there anyone? Demi Lovato? Anyone? No? No Demi? Come on, somebody save me. I'm out here drowning. Just multiply them all together. I don't have my calculator. I don't even have my phone because my stupid pants don't have any pockets. Yeah. Well, it says 75 divided by 360 and then times pi times 9 squared. 53.014. Okay, rounding to the nearest tenth. It's going to be right here. Look next door, 5 or more. It is not, so it's going to stay the same and be 53 meters squared. Did you get that? Okay. All right, why is my number 9 cut off? It must be a cube. All right, number 9 is a cube, I believe. We're finding the area. So when we say area, we're finding the surface area. As if I was going to wrap all of this cube with wrapping paper. Okay? Guys, I see a lot of people not paying attention. A few are, and I appreciate that. Those of you that are not, I'm just saying, this is your final, okay? So, surface area, this is a prism. Specifically, it is a cube, okay? When you talk about surface area of a prism, you are going to take the perimeter of your base, times the height, plus the 2 area of the bases. So perimeter of your base times the height plus the area of your bases. Capital B means area of the bases, whereas small b just means an individual length. All right, so my perimeter is going to be, if this is a cube, that means all sides have the same length. In this case, it's 11. So my perimeter is going to be 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11. Or 4 times 11, because I have 4 of them, times my height of 11, plus 2 of my bases. Here's one base, and I want the area of that. That area is a square, which is length times width, or side times side. So 44 times 11, did I do this one? 484 plus 2 times 11 times 11. 11 times 11 is 121, so 2 times that is 242. Gives me a grand total of 726 centimeters squared. That is the surface area. Now, let me ask you something, because this is the formula for every single prism. Remember, a prism has to have 2 bases, a top base and a bottom base that are the same. But for a cube, they're all, the sides are exactly the same, are they not? So if I found one of those sides, maybe just the base, and this is surface area specifically for a cube, I would take the area of the base times 6. Because all 6 sides are exactly the same. So I'm going to get the same answer, but the area of my base is 11 times 11. And take that times 6. So 121 times 6. And you're going to get 726 centimeters squared. So sometimes you can really think about these from a more practical standpoint than what the regular formulas are. If you think about a cube or a block, all sides are the same. Find the area of one side, multiply it times 6. Make sure that is surface area only. Any questions on that? Okay. Let's go to the next problem. All right. Find the surface area and volume of each figure. Wow, we got to do both. Okay, let's do surface area. What do we call this figure over here to the left? What is it? Which is your left? The one that makes an L? This is your left.
I forgot what way the L is.
It's that way for you. That's your left. So what do we call this figure?
Which one?
A what?
Which one?
Number 10.
Sphere.
Sphere. Yes, this is like your basketball. A sphere. So the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. There's that pi symbol, and there are circles within a sphere, so that's why we use pi. So 4 times pi times, what's my radius? 6, right? 6? No? Yes? Maybe?
I thought 6 was the diameter.
It is the diameter. Yes, I was hoping somebody was going to say that. The radius only goes from the center of the circle out. So it would be 6 divided by 2, which gives us 3. So I need to substitute 3 in for my radius and square that. So this works out to be 9 times 4 is 36 times pi. Oh gosh, I'm going to say, what is it?
113.097.
130 or 13? 30. Record your answers to the nearest tenth. This is in my 10th place. Look next door, 5 or more. So it's going to go up. 130.1. We're talking about surface area, so this is centimeters squared. Centimeters squared. Okay, volume. The sphere is like one of the nicest ones to do for surface area and volume because the formulas are very straightforward. So volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi r cubed. So 4/3 times pi times my radius. My radius is still 3. We're going to cube that. So I'm going to end up with, if you put that all in your calculator, it's going to end up being 4 times pi times 9. Wait a minute. 3's cancel out. I'm just trying to do this in my head. 4. It's going to be the same, isn't it? Is it the same? Hello? Somebody with a calculator.
Yes, it's the same.
That is cool. That is crazy. The reason it's the same is because this 3 in the denominator here cancels out with one of these 3's here. So it's 4 over 3 times pi times 3 times 3 times 3. This bottom 3, and let's take away this 3. And so you're left again with 9 times 4 is 36 pi, which is going to give you 130.1 centimeters cubed, though, because we are finding volume. So that is for volume. Any questions about that?
Sorry.
Okay. All right, what do we call this next figure to the right in number 11? It is a cone, yes. A cone. We need to find the surface area. Oh, geez. Surface area, I'm thinking, is it pi r L plus pi r squared? Is that the correct formula for a cone? Okay. I don't have these totally memorized all the time either. That's why we give them the chart. All right, so pi times, what is my radius of the cone? Jason, what's the radius there? For number 11. Yeah, 5. Good job. Remember, the radius is half of the diameter. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 times L. What does that cursive L stand for? Slant height. Do we have the slant height here? No. So we're looking for this height in green. So how am I going to find that? Pythagorean theorem. Because I have a right triangle, this side is 12, we're told. So I need to take a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and B are going to be the legs. They make up the L, and it doesn't matter whether you see it forwards or backwards, but it makes up the L right here. That's an L. So I'm going to say A is up here. I'm going to say B is here, which leaves C to be my hypotenuse and longest side. So I'm going to say A is 5 squared plus B is 12 squared equals C, which I don't know, squared. 5 squared is 25 plus 12 squared is 144. That's equal to C squared. Always work down when you have an equation. Work downward. 25 plus 144 is 169. That's equal to C squared, but I don't want the square. I'm not looking for a square here. I just want C. So I need to take the square root. Take the square root. The square root of something squared gives you that thing inside, and C is equal to 13. So 13 is my slant height. And then up here plus pi r, we already said the radius was 5 squared. So I have pi times 5 times 13. Let's see what I got for that. I put 204.2 plus pi r squared is 25 pi, which is about, oh my gosh, 78.53. Put those two together, and you're going to get 282.7 yards squared. That's the surface area. Whew. So if you have to do a problem like this, where you have to do an additional Pythagorean theorem, it's probably going to be worth more points. Okay? All right, volume of a cone. Volume of all of these three-dimensional figures is usually easier to find, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 1/3 pi r squared h. Is that correct? So volume is 1/3 times pi times my radius is 5. That still hasn't changed. Squared times the height. Are we talking about perpendicular height or slant height if they give me h? Or they want h? The straight height. A slant height will always be the cursive small l. So the straight up and down height is 12 here. I could take 1/3 of 12 and get 4 times 5 squared is 25 times pi is 100 pi. So this is going to be 314.2, what are we in? Yards cubed. This is volume. Volume. Any questions on that? Oh, we're almost out of time. These are tough. These take a little bit. Yeah. Number 12. This is a pyramid. If you think of Egypt and remember seeing the Great Pyramids, they come up to a single point. This one happens to be a square pyramid. Surface area is the perimeter, capital P, times the height. Ooh, no. Back up. It's 1/2. Isn't it 1/2? Times capital P times L plus the base. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, I had to think about that a minute. So 1/2 times the perimeter. You always take the perimeter of your base. So that is 10 times 10, or not times, 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, or 10 times 4, times my slant height of 7.8, plus my base. This is a square, 10 by 10, 10 by 10. So I'm going to get half of 40 is 20 times 7.8 plus 100. 10 times 7.8 would be 78. So 20 is going to be, is it 156 plus 100 is 256 centimeters squared. That is my surface area. Okay. All right. We did not get through all of this, but where can you find most of the work, all of the work, and most of the answers? On Canvas. Yes, on Canvas. All right, guys, we have one more day of review on Monday. So that'll be the day. I would suggest you finally go and do probability or try to finish this up. Check your answers with my answers on Canvas. Also, you need to complete your notes on that golden sheet. Okay? Now, some of you that have accommodations for the final, you may see the first part of the final today in your resource classes. Everybody hear that? So be prepared, those of you that have resources that you can use. You may see the first part of it today, which is multiple choice. So if you don't have your yellow sheet filled in very much, you might want to do that. Okay? I'm just looking. Just looking out. All right, let's see. Find what?
Oh, you also use answers in Canvas as well?
Answers to that? That's just your sheet, whatever you want to put on it.
Also, it's like a note, so I can write them on the file.
Yes.